Wow, Cassius Winston's really feeling it early in this game, and nice job by Erie using the screens. They work together. They're missing their best two screeners. And
two different paths to make it to the lead. Spellman missing from deep, and it's down to the aforementioned Daishen Nix, who had a birthday performance for the ages over the weekend with 25 points.
Output from his last contest.
That's a look from deep for Marshall, who's had the quick trigger. And Brian Shaw, in our conversations with him, talked about how player development played such a key role in his coaching at the NBA level, something that he took a lot of pride in. Erie's got 8 assists, 1 turnover. The Ignite has already turned it over 5 times.
Yeah, I mean, when you watch the passing of this Erie team, they make a living. Nice take to the middle there by Nix. But
the team made up of 4 top 100 prospects in the high school class of 2020.
Thing is how every roster, this is normal G League, but everybody's in flux. But even more so this year with the quarantine time, you know, I mean, there's always movement on G League rosters.
Don't really have to worry about that type of roster turnover. His lineup set, especially from Marshall. Short, long rebound, Nix. Get better, but the reality, of course, that if you're not under an NBA contract and playing on assignment or on a two-way deal at the G League level, you're a free agent looking for any team to sign you. Utah finding the trailer right Foreman
into their offense to really get better looks against Erie with the way they've defended so far.
That's off the foot of Winston and no call. Jared Jack looking around.
Challenge, because no matter who you are, you're going to face nights like this as a pro. It's about, you know, how you respond to it. And it may not end in you winning the game. It's going to be pretty hard at this point as Nick gets to the rack.
Caleb Holmesley in and out from beyond the arc.
And we know one player is hard to keep out of the paint, and that is Nix. And there, just nice fake, crossover, hang time. I just like his game. I love a physical point guard. You're about Sioux Falls. Just how that threw me for a loop. I was like, wait, Miami, Sioux Falls? Let's dissect this.
More than a stone's throw away.
Time per touch, making quick decisions with the ball. And you said Jared Uthoff is one of the best at that.
Daishen Nix driving in.
Ignite called a clear out for Nix. But help defense got there in time, and there he is, splash cousin, Jared Jack. 19 years old, so young. Kuminga, I think, is only 18 years old.
He doesn't turn 19 until October. Momentum into the front court for Nix. Gets it back from Demps. Lets it fly, but it's off the back of the iron.
What you've done to this point. You know, that's one thing I can appreciate from my college basketball experience is that, you know, you're always going to look at film even when you win. I think that's what
rule for the first 10 minutes of this quarter, and then in the final 2, it's back to the traditional NBA standard as Daishen Nix curls for 2. Holmesley off the dribble, forced it up.
One of the more shocking statistics for me in this game, David, is yes, the three-point shooting of Erie versus Ignite, but also the rebounding. I mean,
part of the main rotation, but a great opportunity for Singh to get his first action on the floor for Ignite.
Yeah, Brian Shaw said with his lack of experience against his teammates every day in practice, and just said that, you know, part of this transition for him is also the language barrier and, you know, starting to understand different terms and being able to turn things around a little bit.
An impressive performance by Erie, really, from the jump, and Nix throws it for Kuminga.
With the finish there, but
was that a trash talking smile?
Yeah, That's a trash-talking smile. I mean, if it was anything that could break into a fight, that's when you give them.
Away, played and coached a number of games over the course of his basketball life at the wide world of sports. When he returned for the start of the season, he said it felt like home. Go Van, a flush.
With two-way players for both teams.
Yeah, also mentioned the Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations for New Orleans, David Griffin, is
probably the best defender in the history of the WNBA.
So
won a few Defensive Player of the Year awards.
It's always awesome pregame to see educated players, you know, come over to her during pregame to say hello.
So passionate about the game and gave it her all, and you know, levity and how much of an advantage that is for this Erie organization. Coach Pannone said none of us have played at the level that Mary Andrade has played at, so young guys may be thinking or experiencing.
Because we're inside the final 2 minutes of play, standard NBA free throw rule in effect, so Daishen Nix shot a pair, or make it 3 because he was fouled beyond the arc.
You just can't dwell on it. It's not something, you got a quick turnaround, you got a lot of games ahead of you. This is an adjustment for these young guys, transitioning, trying to get their footing, and they're playing against very good players. I'm not sure what happened with Bell.
Or excuse me, Nix will be shooting 1 free throw. The second highest scoring team in the league delivered, averaging 119 on the year, and they poured in 127 against Ignite in a commanding effort against the previously undefeated squad.